Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here today to talk about a big distraction for those with ADHD. There's lots of distractions, and we're not going to eliminate all of them, but there's one that's really major that I just really want to talk about, and that's you comparing yourself with other people. This typically takes two forms. Number one, you compare yourself to everybody, as we say. You compare your insides with their outsides, and you feel less than inferior. It leads to negative self-regulation, confidence problems, all kinds of things. I'm here to tell you, I'm not so sure that's doing a lot for you. The other side is you're comparing yourself to everybody else and you think you're better than everybody else. It's the pride side, it's the ego side. And often I find that actually backfires and creates a little bit of a problem because either you're too self-confident or you're missing it, just completely, totally missing it. The trick really is to compare yourself to yourself. I was lucky, I was fortunate. I'm a swimmer by background. I swam in high school, college, swam on an international level. And the sport is absolutely incredible and taught me a lot. Because number one, weather doesn't factor into swimming, number one. And number two is you've got your own lane and it really comes down to you. Because I learned over the years, it's really about comparing myself to myself. And it's great because there's a clock and it's a unit of measure. And I can always measure myself with that. And whenever I swam, I can tell you this, there were times when I won, but I didn't swim very well. And I wasn't very proud of myself. Even though I won, I kind of felt like I lost. On the other hand, there was multiple times where I did the best time I ever did and I lost. Particularly in NCAAs in 1983 in Cleveland State. I did the best time of my life. I was ecstatic. I didn't quite make consolation finals that particular year. I was relatively close. I was disappointed that I didn't make it. Yet I did walk away feeling victory is that I did the best I could do against the competition at that time, and I was elated. In other words, it was a win to me to do the best I've ever done in relation to everybody else. And I think that's a great metaphor for you. If you're out there in the world, it's really comparing yourself about where you were a year ago or 2 years ago or who you were. Not who you want to be, but the progress that you are making there. And I'm saying this because so many people with ADHD are caught up in the distractions of comparing themselves to really everybody else. And it really doesn't necessarily do you a whole lot of good. For me, I became a very good swimmer in my day because I focused on myself, on self-improvement. At the end of the day, I'll never forget, I was in a hot tub with Steve Lundquist at World Game Trials in 1982. And he said, first is first and second is last. And it was like resonated with me. Wow, but wait a second. If that's the case, everybody's miserable. Later in life, I had a bad attitude. My mother said to me, you were in the top 99.99% of the world. You should be grateful. And I have ever since. Again, I'm going back to one of the biggest distractions for people with ADHD is comparing themselves to everybody else. And my message to you is compare yourself to who you are and where you are going. Are you doing your personal best? Are you breaking your personal records? Because at the end of the day, that's a mindset I think that can move you forward. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this. And by the way, let me shout out, I forget his name, but there was an individual who did ask me to do more videos related to more athletics and my personal experience, and this is to you. So thanks for your comments. So with that, subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscription button here. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about this topic and others, and maybe even some other ideas for future editions of Attention Talk Video. With that, we hope you've enjoyed it. Take care.